Ghana and see them slave castles so you can see what they did to us. You got to see what they did to us. You got to see how they built these dungeons underground and they put these churches on top and they dug holes in the ground to pump the music of what they call their Christianity into the holes while, man, they did. Let me explain some of y'all.
No, we have to all commit. We are at a place where the country is so polarized that you have the country. Look, the country cannot move. The country is held hostage by politics. The death of patriotism has held this country hostage. In any normal society, after election, people pick up that political cap and they come together as a people to move the country forward. But it's as if the only way people feel that they can possess power in this place is to obstruct the other person from not moving forward. What do you think will get the country? It will not move anywhere. Look, I'm not a politician, I'm a law enforcer, but if we do not unite as Liberians and push this country forward, make our individual, you can disagree politically, but as a Liberian, do something positive for this country. Apart from just sitting there and look, the most comfortable seat is the critic seat. People just comfortably sit in there, they don't write shit. But by the time you put something on the right to criticize, that's the only thing they want to do. You take any action they want to criticize, even the right action, they will find a way to turn it and make it wrong. We don't move it forward. Look, if we continue to do the same thing that we did yesterday and expect different results, you know how to call it? Thank you. 50% polling backwards, 50% polling forward. Where are we going? Nowhere. Nowhere. Let us unite as Liberians. Look, I mean, you need all the political stuff here. Those of you who even drive this disinformation and misinformation campaign, you don't stand to benefit anything from it. You're only supporting a few that have terrorized this place, embezzled and enriched themselves, and they just use you all to do what they want to do to continue to advance their own agenda. Think about yourself as a person. What have you benefited? What do you want? What kind of Liberia do you want to see in the next 5-10 years? So should we wait for 2029 for our next president to come and then we say we'll move forward in the president regime? You're not coming together. You'll have work as one unit to move this country forward. To those who continue in their mind to believe that they can come and cause any chaos here, you better go back and read the law. You better go back and read the law. Go back and read it. Because we enforce it to the letter. In the next coming week, we'll be discussing the use of force continuum. We'll be getting other tips on radio so you can understand the powers of the police. That thing when I'm attacking police all was here, fighting and tearing their clothes back and forth. It's a shame to every last one of you. You know what they told? They told your flag. They told your scene. Or somehow you sit down, you laugh, it's funny, you share it for the world to see, to castigate your own nation. What is patriotism? It is dead. And if we don't get up, if we don't stand up, put that political brain off and start to move this country forward, in the next few years, we won't have a country, it will become a failed state.
She laugh, baby.
Oh, how your relationship with Ellen Sirleaf?
Yeah, Ellen. Ellen. That woman, I don't think she's woman, she's man.
That thing, mommy talking, it is from her own shadow she has fed us so. Yeah? If our opportunity said, mommy, I come and dress as a woo. My own part, the thing that hurting me, that my own chopping spice is for so. She will soon go to England. Yeah, that was hurting me. If our opportunity will accuse us with dress as a woo. So really know whether she not have it in her mind. Say the woman get money now. Let me make way so the woman will die so the money will tie in my hand. Yeah?
Which chopping spot? Which chopping spot is for? Which chopping spot?
My chop, the woman, I was out with the woman. The woman used to pay me every month. She used to give me something. And she damaged the play every woman now die. Yeah? What you think I will go ahead now to get a job with that kind of age I get? Then she damaged.
Final say, this is my mother. I looked after her. I took care of her. Okay? And no one will disrespect her. It doesn't matter what anyone says. I'm a child. I'm the leader here. Okay? No one was here when she was ill. No one has been here for her. So it's what I say. And I don't care what anyone else says. I've consulted my siblings. We're all on the same page. Thank you.
The first return from the former president's party headquarters, it was received by Ambassador Ase Nginebo. That's what you're saying, and not from you.
I returned it this morning because it should have been done yesterday. Because during the speech, there were certain things that was said that was unacceptable. And so I told him that I rejected the gift. And he said that he was going to handle it. But he didn't. So I handled it. So when he went to get the animal this morning, he did it without my consent.
So where are the full items, the 2 cows, the 5025G beggar rest, and the 5,000?
To put everything outside, okay? Everything needs to be outside. It's not supposed to be here. So those are the animals, and it needs to go. And I've completely rejected them. Okay?
I know you said you are the head, but are you doing this in consultation with some family members?
Yes.
Okay.
This morning, unfortunately, we heard that the thing was rejected and she carried a bag, all the information. So we decided to call for a emergency meeting.
All right.
With me.
Okay.
So we call for our meeting for the meeting straight with the show.
Okay.
We got an acting for the Nigeria women to celebrate our mother who buried.
Okay.
It is not for money. It is not for any political leader.
Okay.
It's for the Nigeria women to celebrate. Let's say those who buried.
Okay.
That's what they brought the acting for.
Yeah. Okay.
I won't follow you.
Okay.
The former president.
Okay.
Now his sister,
Mhm.
yeah, everything like
Okay.
now all right.
So thank you. So if you having to see mommy today, what will you say to her?
I see mommy, I said, mommy, you're wrong, my daughter.
Okay.
Mommy, tell her.
Okay.
You know nothing about it.
Okay, I know nothing about
She
it.
did it all.
She did it on her own.
Yeah.
Yeah, she never did it in the interest of
So she
grandchildren.
knows so they need her money. They try to make Yaki, yes, she's supposed to explain it. Everybody hear it.
Okay.
But if you see behind the people,
Okay.
you accept it, then you give it again. No,
Okay.
it's wrong.
It's wrong. So the
Tell
fear
me
is
that.
it's not about politics.
Yes, tell me that.
Okay.
For me, she was a consult of people.
Okay.
The leaders
Okay.
of the Nigeria. We get come here 2 hours.
Okay.
And we continue we support those things.
Okay.
And when we met here yesterday, we were very happy and glad to see us present here. And those who have not been seeing her, but at least they will know that this woman is a leader, husband, and leader. The whole body for the Nigerians and also for the Nigerian women. So for what happened, it was a very bad for me. I was to wear the money. One coming from the house. So I feel very bad for the president of the women to also come here and make peace.
All we want for the old man to be burial, to be buried.
Okay.
We want a befitting burial for her,
Okay.
and want a peaceful gallery for her. We want all the Nigerian women and the entire Nigeria country to be together in peace. So we are not going to take one little question idea and just for everything.
Okay.
So for that reason, we apologize that they should bring the power back for peace sake. So we are coming here yesterday in the interview or the statement here. We all said you are awesome. At the end of the day, the person gave you something and you carry back. You know what I mean? With the space ourselves, not to we are with the space. So we are not doing it on party. If this is political thing, they need to stop it. Because we are talking about yesterday and we are talking about the first lady from the country. We knew. So the way in which they carry it, when we got the news, that how we clear for we gather here and our leaders, our president, and other people they put together. So we don't want the power back because we told that we needed your father died.
Okay.
Because always people say, Joe, we are our good for now. So we say, because of your father, we need power here. And immediately he brought the power. So what should they bring on? We hearing now, the people carrying it, the Facebook carrying it, we hearing people calling us. So for that reason, we call for the power to come back.
Yeah.
We even say for the rest, we say for everything.
So
Thank you, Lord.
Okay. I was able to make it possible. All right. Okay. Because traditionally, when somebody knew how to fish, not kill each other, because it's died. Okay. I can tell that people go on about that. We don't know where to choose. I can tell everybody. If I even for you, let's say,
Final say, this is my mother. I looked after her. I took care of her. Okay? And no one will disrespect her. It doesn't matter what anyone says. I'm a child. I'm the leader here. Okay? No one was here when she was ill. No one has been here for her. So it's
It's an ongoing process in Accra. I'm hoping that after I leave, it can come to Liberia. Charles Taylor. If Charles Taylor is the problem, he will be out of here in the twinkle of an eye. And I say, let well-meaning Liberians come home if we respect this constitution. A government formed in Accra is a violation of Article 1 of the Constitution. Let them come home. Let that government be formed in Monrovia.
The national anthem.
And I want to thank President Bush, even though we have had some disagreement, and I think I'm entitled to my opinion just as he is entitled to his. But I believe that he's a Christian, and I know he has a good heart, even though he's been misled with lies, disinformation. But I know that God will reveal the truth to him. I have nothing against him. I believe he's made decisions based on the lies that he has Christian. But the Republic of Liberia will survive. And I know he means well. And I urge him to do everything to help everyone in this country to move forward. Let nobody have any concerns about will President Taylor step down? I will step down. And you see, over the past several days, they've logged thousands of rockets in Monrovia and killed more than 1,000 people. If I were not here, there would be bodies all over the city. I thank God that he could have laid on my heart that the presence of peacekeepers in this country will be extremely necessary to redeem us and to save you, our people. And as they come, we will receive them. And I will turn over my office. The economy is ruined. They have imposed arms embargo. I cannot defend you adequately. They have imposed economic sanctions. The economy is ruined. I am convinced that as long as I'm here, you will continue to die. And therefore, I have decided that because it is not just about me and power, that you, the people, matter.
You have problem. You have the rule of law. You have every way in the place to be able to listen to you. But we're not going to accept this. We're asking the Minister of Justice, all of the security apparatus, including our friends, to investigate this letter. People who are corporate will deal with them and will set the tune for all other people who, when they get angry, they burn down the police, they destroy this. We're not going to allow this. So we just want to say, to console the members of the first public in this government, that we're in sympathy with them, but the destruction will have to stop. And we're not going to allow this to happen in this country. For people who have problems, we have to need to remedy all the issues in this country. So that's all I have to tell you. I'm happy that you are here. You will look at yourself, but we're not going to settle for this. This is not a place for hooligans. It's a place for responsible people who are here to serve the Liberian people. This country is poor. And I don't care what they do or build this country for the interest of future generations. Thank you. It is from her own, that her own shadow she has fed us so. Yeah? If I up to say, my mother come and dress as a woo. My own part, the thing that hurting me, that my own chopping spice is also. She was going to go England. Yeah, the one hurting me. If I up to I will accuse her to dress as a woo. To really know whether she not have it in her mind. Say the woman get money now. Let me make way so the woman will die so the money will come in my hand. Yeah?
Which chopping spot? Which chopping spot is for? Which chopping spot?
My chop, the woman, I was out with the woman. The woman used to pay me every month. She used to pay me something. And she damaged the pay every woman now die. Yeah? What do you think I will go ahead now to get a job with that kind of age? Okay? Then that means she damaged. That's the reason why I said that.
Close on now.
Let your hand make a man poor. Diligent hands bring him wealth. What a great way to start up your morning. I love the quote from the Bible that says, Isaiah 60 verse 22, when the time is right, the Lord will make it happen. I'm indeed gratified. I'm jollified. And all of the fire that comes along with the smile, the beam of smile on my face this morning. I'm alive. Not in my own strength or my own power that I made it to see this 12th day of June. It's by the grace of God. So waking up to the dawn of a new day, you tell the old man, thank you. Thank you for what he's done and continue to do. Others have plans. But they didn't make it to see the 12th day of June. You are breathing the fresh air of life this morning. You leave in your homes without saying a word of prayer. And I thought to remind you this morning, before you leave your homes, say your word of prayer. Even if you did not say it and you are out there, wherever you are, say, Lord, thank you. You didn't have to do it, but you did it. Thank you for another 24 hours. I commit it unto you. Make every crooked path straight. And certainly the Lord will do what he said he would do. All right? So let's build that personal relationship with God. All he needs from us is to reference him alone, because he shares his glory with no man. We have another 24 hours and 40 hours, the good, the bad, the ugly. But the question here is, what have you to do with your 24 hours? This is the Positive Show, right here on your favorite dial, 105.1 Love FM, transmitting to you from 10th Street Sink Hall, right in the technology building. Oh, this is my own safe place I love to be. The place that encouraged me to do the positive things. But every time I sit before the microphone, and I know that I have a responsibility to uphold the sacredness of this noble profession and protect the airwaves from misinformation and disinformation, as well as invectives. I owe it all to my country and its people. So help me God. So this morning we're going to speak truth to power fearlessly. We're going to talk on those issues that matters. We do not hold any allegiance to a political party nor a politician. We own it to ourselves and our loyalty to country. With our conscience, we sit before the microphone with our moral standing and with integrity. We we speak to those issues that matters. My name is Rufus Divine Cunning. I lead and other follow. First among equals. Of course, I'm destined for greatness. So just to give you a chip of what we'll be doing this morning on the Positive Show, as usual, the flash schedules from the Rebels International Airport, the weather report, commodity reports, all packaged here for you. Health tips as well. And on the flip side, we'll be talking something very important: morals and integrity. The noise is all over the place, you know. I was privileged to have gone to 3 counties just this week to get a taste of what is happening out there. Liberia is not just Monrovia. A lot is happening out there, the good and the bad. So it is on us as media practitioners to play our role responsibly. Put aside your political alignment and do what the profession calls for, because you hold the public trust. What you want right as a gentleman, don't say it as a journalist. My name is Rufus Divine Cunning. Of course, I'm here this morning. And let's go to our live feed. Those of you following us on Facebook, Love TV Live, we'll say good morning to you, whatever your time zone is, wherever you are. Beatrice, let's say good morning to you. Bernice Mo, let's say good morning to you. Moya Sharif, good morning. Alex Swain, joining from Bond County. Linda B. Selma, thank you so much for joining us as well. And all others following us via the radio, we say good morning as well. So like we said, we were privileged to visit 3 counties: Margibi, Bong, and Nimba. We had an experience we're going to be sharing with you. Advance of our team, commercial follow after, and when we come back, we start to do what we are called to do this morning. Welcome to the Positive Show.
If you want extra small money for the things that you're not expecting, let me tell you about Momo Loan. The fast and easy way to be free with money problem. Momo Loan, the new way of taking care of things when you not get money. The first thing you got to do is to register *156*5# and you will select extra cash. Hey man, that one, that easy credit there. Momo Loan, they're not just giving you money, they are making you strong financially. Momo Loan, that your fallback position, that you're dependable. Go get it. Don't wait, go register today and control your money power with Momo Loan. Momo Loan, extra money for the things that are important to you. Yeah, I guess you need a little extra cash for those unexpected expenses. Introducing Momo Loan, your quick and easy solution to financial freedom. Momo Loan is your cash flow, extra cash when you need it, offering users quick financial support for things that truly matters. It's simple. First, you gotta register. Just dial *156*5# 5 star and select extra cash. And remember, with Momo Loan, we are not just giving you cash, we are empowering you with knowledge for a better financial future. Momo Loan is your cash flow, extra cash when you need it. Let's go. So don't wait. Get started today and take control of your finances with Momo Loan. Momo Loan, extra cash for the things that matter.
Before the sun.
Your car renter is bigger and better with affordable rides for you. Anywhere in Monrovia is $5 or its equivalent for a ride. You can order a ride anywhere within Cinco and Central Monrovia and pay just $5 or its equivalent in Liberian dollar. Airport drop-off is $30 or its equivalent in Liberian dollar. And Pinsville is just $15. Book your ride by calling 0888 111 222. Once again, book your ride by calling 0888 111 222. You car renters, your affordable ride just for It's a dawn of a new day in broadcasting, and I have got news for you, radio and television stations owners and managers. Expert Communications Consultant is here to solve your equipment installation and purchasing needs. At Expert Communication Consultant, we are the premier source for professional radio and television installation. Contact us today for the following services. We build, install, and do servicing on towers from start to finish. We do a full installation of radio and television equipment. We soundproof and brand radio and television studios of all kinds. We do repairs on radio and television equipment. We do order radio and television equipment as well as spare parts from Italy. The biggest news is we have state-of-the-art solar broadcasting system that uses solar power. So look no further for your communication perfection. Expert Communication Consultant, your premier source for professional radio and television installation. We are located on 10th Street in Cinco, Monrovia, right in the technology building. We can be contacted on 231-886-462632 or 231-770-462632 or email us at owusup33@yahoo.com. Expert Communication Consultant, your premier source for professional radio and television installation. Are you looking for a getaway that combines the beauty of nature with luxurious accommodations? Look no further than Woki Farms in Carisburg along the Kakata Highway, where dreams come true from rolling hills to sparkling streams. Woki Farms, it's traveler's dream. We offer a unique experience for all with a 20% discount on all of our services. We are open every day from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And let's not forget about the food at Woki Farms. We pride ourselves on our farm-to-table dining experience. Enjoy delicious meals made from fresh, locally and internationally sourced ingredients. There's no time to waste. Explore our farm where you can get up close and personal with friendly animals. A place with breathtaking views. You will leave your worries behind. From cozy cabins to elegant shallow rooms. Woki Farms, where memories are sweet. Whether you are seeking a peaceful retreat or an adventure-filled vacation, we have live band days and every Sunday. So why wait? Plan your vacation or outing with Woki Farms in Carisburg along the Kakata Highway and experience the beauty of nature. Indulge in luxury and create memories for lifetime. For reservation, call us on 0881 248401. From sunrise to sunset, every moment is grand at Woki Farms because we are the ultimate wonderland. But after our commercial commitment, we are back to give you detail on issues that are packaged here for you. So we will begin this morning with the exchange rate. The exchange rate this morning, we have the selling rate at 200 and the buying rate at 198. The selling rate at 198 and the buying rate at 200. All right. So let's go quickly to the weather report. The weather report for today. The weather report for today. Today is Thursday, the 12th day of June. So with the weather report this morning, we have 77 degrees Celsius and it feels 83 degrees. Light showers, precipitation is 40%, humidity is 90%, and the wind is blowing 5 meters per hour. So that does it for the weather report this morning. So let's go quickly to the flat schedules. No time to waste because we have a lot on our plate this morning. Let's quickly go to the flat schedules. The flat schedules this morning from the Roberts International Airport. We begin with arrivals at the Roberts International Airport. Ethiopian Airlines, flight ET932 from Conakry, Guinea. We arrived at the Roberts International Airport at 9:45 this morning. Air Peace, flight P473, flight P47536 from Accra, Ghana. We arrived this evening at 5:35 at the Roberts International Airport. And lastly, for arrivals at the Roberts International Airport, Oscar Airlines, flight KP20 from Accra, Ghana. We arrived at the Roberts International Airport at 5:50. We move to our next point, departures from the Roberts International Airport. We begin with the Ethiopian Airlines, flight ET932. We depart the Roberts International Airport at 10:45 for Addis Ababa. Lastly, for departures from the Roberts International Airport, Air Peace, flight P47537. We depart the Roberts International Airport at 6:15 for Accra, Ghana. So that does it for the flight schedules from the Roberts International Airport. It is important that we enlighten you with the basic flight schedules, arrivals and departures, so that you be acquainted. You know, some of you, sometimes you forget, and some people will try to, while they enjoy the time here, and will also forget the time of their flight. So and you have your family members coming, we also help you to be in check, So that's why we always do here for you to make sure that we acquaint you with the flight schedules from the Roberts International Airport. It is important that we got to our next talking point that has to do with the vehicular traffic movement in Monrovia and its environs. It is interesting that a lot is happening, and amidst these challenging moments, there are prospects and gains, and we recognize the prospects and gains as well as the challenges. So we say kudos to the Liberia National Police, the first responder to the security sector in our country. You are doing extremely well. We must appreciate you. The Ghana women and men, we say thanks for your service to country. We also give it up to your bosses, the IG of the Liberia National Police, Colonel Gregory Coleman. Thank you so kindly, you and your able lieutenants, for job well done. All is not rosy, but you are in discharge of your duty, responsibly. You know, all won't be 100%. There are some lapses, and these lapses, we recognize them and point them out so that you build up on it and correct those wrongs along the way. So we are proud of our officers. We see our officers look so decent nowadays. You know, yes, they are very well attired. Though in the same vein, you have some who are just reckless in their outlook. And we continue to say the way you dress is how people are going to address you. So we are calling on those zone commanders before putting these officers out to duty. Call muster, right? Is that how it's called, right? Muster. Let them gather and you do inspection. And the inspection should entail alcohol, drugs, and the bottle odor, as well as the decency, how that person is dressed. Because these people are first responders when it comes to the security sector in this country. You cannot have our officers going to carry on arrest. They look like one yard ball. And sometimes some of these reckless looking ones, they just get, in the street, and you feel so sad. But again, it is about time we root out the bad apples from amongst the good ones. With that being said, we want to say to all of us drivers, please, we are in the rainy season. The quota is slippery. A lot of you, your vehicle tires are not up to date. So manage your speed. Make sure to have at the back of your mind, you are not driving for yourself alone. You are carrying lives and property. And the opposite driver, the pedestrians, should also be on your radar. So drive with care. All right? Whatever God has for you, especially you, the commercial drivers, you will get it. On our way to the 3 counties, we saw a lot along the road. We saw some of the reckless driving. And we came across some of these bad, attitudes of drivers who are applying the highways. You need to stop. You cannot be overtaking in a curve. No, it is very wrong. And the people who sit in those vehicles, sometimes they talk, and while others are just tight-lipped. Anything that happens on the contrary, lives will be lost. We saw along the way a bus, they kill a bee along the highway, turned upside down. We saw another truck or trailer turned upside down. We learned that life was lost in the process. So let us be careful while we drive along the highways. Let us be very careful how we drive along the highways, because it is at the detriment of your own survivability and that of the people that you are carrying. So if you will sit there and you want to come back quick, you want to carry 2-3 trips, putting the lives of others at risk, it is bad. We need our police officers, the patrol car, to be plying our route, to observe the highway, It's not only to put the checkpoints, but to observe the highways. There are a lot more you can do. You got the vehicles, plow the highways and see. When you notice a driver is over speeding, make sure you get to caution him or her. That's part of your duty. All right. So our friends coming from the Kakata way, heading towards Central Town, you understand, you experience a little tightness along the Omega Market area there. Fast past that, you have relief as far as the Coca-Cola factory area. Driving upward, you know, the light, the traffic light is operating in the Painesville area now. So sometimes you experience little tightness in the traffic along that corridor. Yes. Sometimes you experience the tightness in the corridor of that pack up in end there. But nevertheless, if you are coming from that side and wanting to have access to Bourgeois Island, like I continue to say, make sure when you get around the Mount Barkley area, there's a route that leads as far as the Johnsonville, Bardensville. They're going to lead you to the Keba, onward to Dixville to Caldwell, and you are in the Bourgeois Island areas. That's very simple. So you can use those routes. It will help you to avoid the traffic congestion or the distance, in covering from the red light before you get on the Japanese freeway. All those things are waste of time. Just use that route that I just mentioned. It's very simple. And for those of you coming from that side, wanting to have access to the Painesville, the Kakata Highway areas, you can also use that route. We know it's raining. Yes. The people in the Bourgeois Island are challenged. Yes. We know that for a fact. The road construction is now on hold due to the heavy pour of rain. And we want to say to our folks, let us stop throwing dikes in the drainage so that the drainage won't get clogged. And when the water overflow, it covers the quota. And you know what happens? Water and quota are not friendly. So to avoid all those things, community dwellers, marketeers, stop throwing dikes in the drainage system. Yes. So the traffic around the Caldwell, the Caldwell Bridge area there is always experienced. People are coming from Caldwell, inside Caldwell. Some are also coming from the Douala end. So that intersection, where you have the traffic light, you experience police officers are always there regulating the traffic. So say kudos to them as well. Fast forward. You want to head as far as the Freeport area, wanting to use the main route. Know that you have some hitches along the way. And when you get around the Freeport area, there will be some little hitches as well, because the trucks, the container trucks, and other heavy moving equipment goes in the port and out of the port. Sometimes it causes a little congestion in the traffic. So you experience those things. So if you do not want to have that experience, when you get around the Bidima area, just drive through. Bidima going to give you access to Jamaica Road. Jamaica Road going to give you access to the bridge, right? When you get around the Stoughton Creek Bridge area, act like you are going back towards Semenko. Semenko, as soon before you reach the Semenko end, there's a road on your far left. It gave you access to the Doe community. That area is called the Doe community. Doe community going to give you access to Claratown. Claratown going to give you access to Vartown. Vartown, you're already in Central Monrovia. All right? So know this for a fact. And please make sure as you drive in those areas, they are residential areas. Your speed limit, 10 to 15 kilometers per hour in that corridor, is a residential area, and more to that, you have schools, you have hospitals. So please avoid too much honking. Yeah, you blow horn in this country too much. You need to avoid. You cannot be in a hospital zone or school zone. You honking like that. It's wrong. So let us avoid too much honking, and stuff like that while you're in residential areas, particularly, especially the hospitals and all the stuff like that. Fast forward, those of you from the Gatonsville in wanting to have access to Central Monrovia, you know that you have some level of congestion in the traffic along the New Georgia area. But nevertheless, when you pass those areas and you cross the Stoughton Creek Bridge, just used by way of Dole community, and head on, you're in Claratown. For Claratown, Viatown will give you access to other parts of Central Monrovia. Yeah, so basically, that's the traffic end there. We move on to the Painesville Tupman Boulevard end. Let us understand that for those of you coming from the Roberts International Airport Highway, you can have access to several areas within the Painesville end. So if you want to have access to the red light point, and when you get around the rehab area, just drive behind the former president resident. It's going to give you access to the deeper part of rehab. Onward, drive through. It's going to give you access to the GSA Road. From GSA Road, you're heading up to the Dupont Road. Head on, you drive through. That's very simple. Instead of you using the main route. If you do not want to use that route, you can drive on as far as the SKD Sports Complex. But before reaching the complex, you have another access point, which is the Marco Parkland Francis Road. And that community is the Peloton community. Drive through there is going to give you access to the Congo Town back road, right behind the health ministry. You can also drive behind the health ministry to get on the main Tubman Boulevard, or you get a complete access driving through the back road, the Congo Town back road. Are going to head you up for the Spoon FM in there to get you to 540. Make sure, understand that there will be a little stop in the traffic along that corridor because you have a checkpoint right before the Spoon FM fence. Yeah, the motorcyclists are always there. The police are always there too. So there'll be a little stop in the traffic because the main route, when the traffic is congested, what happens? It also weighs on the back row end. So you will have access to the main Tubman Boulevard, but the police are doing their utmost best in regulating the traffic flow in that corridor. So the traffic builds up from the ERW community, the ERW Junction area, as soon as you get to where we have the SD Cooper Road Junction there. You have a checkpoint right around the gas station. So when you pass that checkpoint, you still continue. You're driving between 10 to 15 kilometers, heading towards the Boulevard Junction. Boulevard Junction traffic going to give you a little run through as far as the 540 area. When you pass that end, you have a little relief, but you're going to be between 15 to 20 kilometers per hour driving through the Tubman Boulevard end there. When you pass the 540 area, you're going to have little access of freeness as far as Zone TD. When you get in around Zone TD, you experience little congestion around there because you have right before the Nigeria House, there's a road that leads through the old road. So that area, people coming from the old road and people leaving from the main Tubman Boulevard entering the old road. So you have the police regulating the traffic right in that corridor. So you have a little hitch around there. Fast forward, driving towards the Catholic Junction, you experience little, hitches along that route, most especially at this point in time. And going forward, it's going to take you as far as the main Oro Junction. Leaving the Oro Junction, going as far as the Vamoma end. Vamoma going to build you up for 24th Street. 24th Street going to push you up to 20th Street. Yeah. So and when you get around there, the police have a strategy nowadays they have put in place where they have detours. When necessary, they carry on some level of detour, telling you who are using the main Tottenham Boulevard to use the avenue. And those of you coming from Central Town, you also use the avenue so that it gets the main Tottenham Boulevard at least relief of that congestion of the traffic. So it builds up as far as the Down Street area, heading towards the Foreign Affairs Ministry on First Street, and head on. You are in Central Monrovia. So we want to caution you, the drivers, to please do your utmost best to watch your speed limit during this rainy season. We know that a lot of you are a driver helper, so you won't go run quick. The late time they give you won't run quick to make some money. But that money is not important than the lives that you are carrying and even your own personal life. Yeah. As long as you are living, you will make more of those catch that you are chasing. So respect the rules of the traffic. Give that courtesy to our officers. They deserve it. And let's live in harmony, okay? Let us live in harmony. With that being said, we conclude today's edition of the traffic update. Over the period of time, we noticed that a lot have been happening. A lot have been happening. A lot have been happening. And one of the interesting things here is that information dissemination becomes a serious problem. Government past, government to some extent present. Information dissemination is key. If you cannot communicate, trust me, there will be a lot of issues. So it is important that we lay emphasis on these things to avoid the cohesion and all the kind of misbehaviors. We know there have been a lot these few days concerning the Capitol Hill issue. We're not going to delve into that, but we're going to throw light in that area as well. But my concern here is officials of government. Let's call a spade a spade. You see, governance, government is not for one group of people. When you are opportune to be appointed in government, serve with diligence, commitment, and integrity. Because that job is time-bound. Especially for those of you who hold top positions, ministers, deputy ministers, assistant ministers, directors, and you go about naming all of the positions. Those offices comes with a lot of responsibility attached. You must have morals, you must have integrity, and you must respect the rule of law. But we've noticed over the period of time, a lot of young people who are opportune to work in government. Some of them, they got into government because of their political alignment. and because you've been associating with a political party, and the party came into, to power, so you see it as a dividend where they have to put you somewhere because of your contribution in the process. But mind you, when you are given that opportunity, it comes with a lot of responsibility. We've been listening to the information arm of the Liberian government on their regular press briefing, and I have noticed with serious concerns. Last night I started to throw light on it, but this morning we will go in depth. As communicators, propagating government policies and the workings of government is a serious tax that comes with a huge responsibility that is attached to morals and integrity. I listened the last time, a couple of days, to the deputy minister at the information ministry on one of their press briefings. And a couple of times we've been listening, and we thought it wise to come up and call this young brother to attention. As a communicator, you got something to call the message, and you got something to call the messenger. The message and the messenger. The messenger is the one who sends the message or carries the message. And you got people on the receiving end. They are the receivers or beneficiaries of the information that you pass on. And what happens when you send a message? Those on the receiving end are there to decode that message. And what they gave back is the feedback. So in communication, you should study the feedback mechanism. And when you study the feedback mechanism, you get to know how to approach issues and how to respond. So when you know the flow of communication properly, you are not moved by, harsh responses or feedbacks. You will critically analyze, and put into play your data upon your response. You will manage your words and properly use them. But I've learned and I've followed over the period of time, past government, and even at this present time, people who play that deputy minister role at the information ministry, they have created a style for themselves. And that style has to do with doing away with morals and integrity in their responses. Because that office, it carries a lot of respect. That office carries a lot of respect. So you are seen as a flag bearer or a torch bearer of the entire government. So the manner and form in which you respond, it has the propensity to get people to characterize your government in a form, a manner that is not pleasant, or in a pleasant form and manner. We notice whenever people who are from the opposition or some citizens speak to issues that are concerning, most especially political leaders, and top-notch people from the opposition end, the response of Mr. Daniel Sando, I will be very blunt calling his name, in no way, and I listened to him on that same day saying he's not a journalist, but at least they are, they are in the regulatory arm, so journalists should do the right thing, follow the ethics, and all that. That's true. But in so doing, you are in the space of information dissemination. You too have a role to play. And your role as you respond to issues, you must know that people are looking at you. People are listening to your choice of words, the way in which you respond to issues, to people, even your boss won't even go that route. That's why I made mention last night, most of you, the young people who find yourselves in government positions, you should take up time and ask the elderly ones why they are still in government and how they made their way through all these years. And one of those areas that I always pointing to, for some of you, the young people who find yourself in government, to go and ask, go to foreign affairs. And the old men are there. Ask them. Some of them been there since Tabatan. All of the government that since you were born, they have served in those government. You don't hear their name in all kinds of things. You don't hear them attached to political issues and all those stuff. They are still in government. Government comes, government go. They are playing key roles. You know why? They have disassociated themselves, their professional lives, from political engagements. They disassociated themselves from their professional lives, from political life. I say this to say, not because you are a member or a stalwart of a political party and holds a position, most especially a critical position where you are government mouthpiece. Your response to issue or to the people on the other side should be harsh and in a ruly form and manner. I listened to you the first time when you lashed at a stalwart from the CDC in person of Mr. Leon Eugene Nambwe. The way in which you address him, it was uncalled for. There are issues. People have their opinions. They are entitled to it. So if for any reason you want to counteract their allegations, there are ways in which it can be done that even the little man will know that this person, whatever they have come up with, the misinformation or disinformation they have come up with, have already died upon arrival. You see the late Emmanuel Buya? He served the information ministry. Sometimes you guys take up the time to go to those records. People who serve in those capacities, they serve with commitment, with respect for the office, and they carry that high level of morality in their response. we also listen to you using words on the political leader of the ANC, how he is a political doer. Come on, my brother. You are a very young man. Let's put aside the politics and face the issue. One, that man is an elderly man. Hmm? Tradition calls for respect. Regardless of your seat, regardless of where you sit, you must have that moral value. And I know you are from a very good family because everyone, we are direct representation of ourselves, our family, and the society and the institutions we represent. So the way we carry ourselves is sends a reflection back to the society, our family, and the institutions we work for. I must say to you, my good friend and brother, your approach, sometimes you sound too overly zealous to the extent your choice of words get out of order. And that post, it comes with high level of integrity and morals. You cannot sit at that seat and rain insults, all because you have the platform to address issues. I just took up the time, like I said initially, to go and just have some listening to issues, national issues in the rural areas. Some of you, since you took office, you just in the Monrovia yet. You don't know what is happening in the rural areas when it comes to information dissemination. You don't know. There are a lot more happening in the rural areas where if you think misinformation and disinformation is being carried out in central Monrovia or in Montserrat here, go in the rural areas and listen to radio and listen to the people. Go among the common people, the attire shops, the attire centers and things, where some of the people do not even have the means of listening to the information that filters from government angle. They only get information yesterday. They say, oh, somebody like one man, he get radio in the interior there. The next thing, everybody we can ask him, so what do people say? What do people say in the town there? If that man is from the opposition, he will say a lot. And the people will believe him because he the one man down there now. He the man that can inform the people. The elderly women and men that on that side, he has the power to transform their minds or divert their minds from positive things to negative things. So it is your own responsibility. It is good that you have the time, the regular press briefing, and take up the time. Go out for outreach. Take the message to the people instead of just sitting at that place and all you do is to rain insults in your response to issues. These people, they have their own, Liberian politicians, when they are not at the seat, they will say the worst thing, they will do the worst thing. But you who sits up there, it is you, the eyes, the ears, and everything is focused to. So the way you carry yourself is how the people going to adjust themselves to the information that is brought to them. Come on, my good friend and brother. It is about time that you change your course of response. I have nothing personal against you, but I see you as a man. You are very, innovative. You are very zealous for your job that you do. But most often, you step your bounds. You step out of morals. You break the values of integrity, or because you want to actually respond to the issues that are on ground or that filter from the opposite side. That's just wisdom. Wisdom. Communication is all about wisdom. Hmm? Some of these things, you need not to pay attention to them. You need not to speak to them. All you need to do, reach out to the people, the Liberian people, with the timely information that is required. There are lots of misinformation and disinformation that filtering around the place. And even it have reached the point that the Liberian people themselves have come to realize that politicians of today, they only want to see things going the contrary that will give them the urge to come to power. Whether the things are good that have been done by the ruling establishment, they don't want to know. All they want to know or all they want to do is to criticize. And criticism, at times, I always say to people, whether or not, people will always criticize. Take those criticisms in good faith, read between the lines, dissect the issues, and some of the criticism that comes, they have facts. The ones that are factual, work on them and make a better version of yourself. Make a better version of the institution. You are at the helm of the information arm. There are a lot of strategies that can be put into place to tackle this misinformation and disinformation. During the elections, we saw you people all in the trenches with information dissemination. You took flyers to the people. That's why, for every time I come across this young man videos on social media, he called himself JMB Son. It brings to my mind the beneficiary communication strategy. It talks about visibility. He brings to the people in a very literal way, simple way, the workings of the government. You need not to speak all of the BB book for the people to understand what the government is doing. In a literal way, a very easy and common way. Social media made it very, plain and simple. Displaying government work. Amidst the challenges, we know there are prospects and gains. And the gains are enormous. The challenges will always be there. But amidst those challenges, you must be able to own up to some of these criticism, because some of these criticism have facts. So what can you do to tackle these issues that have been carried out through the information dissemination of the other side? They may not be sophisticated to the extent, but what they will do is to get you distracted. That's the plan. That's the masterpiece of Liberian politicians today. When you are on the red track, they will look for something to get you distracted. And at the final analysis, when you yield to those distractions, you get yourself ruined into all sort of things. And that's how I see it. When you go to respond to some of these people, the manner and form in which you address them is not called for, my brother. You are a very young man. You got a very long way to go. Even out of government, you can make life. You grew up in a family that is highly respected. You are a torchbearer of your family. The first thing, what kind of men are men rude and that? So how you be talking to elderly people like that? Come on. What politics is doing to most of you, the young people, you're not understanding it now. That's why I continue to refer you to the elderly ones who sits in government there. Yes, they've been there. But you won't know the strategy that they are applying to keep themselves in government. They follow the do's and don'ts. Not because you are in government, so you must be a partaker of everything that happens where when the people putting people together, you must be there. when they're doing this one, they come on. You are occupying a professional space. You are occupying a professional space. And that space calls for professionalism. And not to be around a place like Wanyana boy, talking like Wanyana boy. No, it's uncalled for. So, Mr. Sando, you need to watch your tone in your response. It will help you a long way. Even out of government, you have the face. Yeah, you have the face to engage issues out of government. There's life after government. Oh. Yes, there is life after government. There are people who have worked in government, and today, some of them, the only space they think in their whole life now, that government. So they have no other space outside of government. Is that how you want to end up? Government comes, government goes. The way you play your card is how you're going to be maintained and how people are going to remember you for the work that you do. You think why people always there praising people who have worked over the years in government? They have those good character, they have those good recommendations. Because the way they carry themselves, they know that they carry a serious tax they have to perform. They're representing their family, they're representing themselves, they're representing the society, they're representing the religion, they are representing even the institutions that they work for. Not because I'm a deputy minister or some a spokesman, I'm just get ready and just insult people. Come on, let us watch our tune. Your tonality should be watched. I gave you a series of instances where you were so vocal and you made your steps. And it became a serious, now people if people won't tell you, and let me say it to you, as a good friend, people will just, who can me address the press briefing today? I mean, I just insulting business. Come on, man. I'm going to that place. Whole day, you not address the issue. Whole day, insulting the people. You're insulting people. No. Right there, you know what they call familiarity? When people get so familiar with the style you carry on your duty, the way in which you carry on your duty, when they get familiar with you, you lost respect, and there are a lot that follows. So, in your response, be very mature and very professional, because professionalism is one of the core value of the position that you occupied. Professionalism is one of the core values of that position that you occupy. Please, with that being said, let me turn now to my friends in the opposition. I said this time without numbers. Not because you are in opposition, you cannot transform the society for a betterment of the people that you want to serve. Be proactive. Not because you're in opposition, that means the only thing you do to criticize and cause a level of distraction. You say you have the masterpiece to solve the problems that the country is going through that the leader cannot solve. One of the things that Liberian politicians have learned of you, you are not innovative. A lot of you are not innovative. What you should be doing, you already seen the leakages. You already seen the things that are happening in the country. Since the government is not focusing on those things, make your mark, make your breaks through those things. Some of you, like for the immediate past leadership, You still have money around here. You have students complaining that the university didn't get school fees. Make sure to make investment. You know why you're going to be doing that? Budgeting government efforts. The people will see the work that you are doing. It will encourage them to say, look, 2029, we already have reached the point. We already know who we're going to vote for. Because if this man or this group is in opposition and doing the work that the government should be doing, I think they need a second chance, or they need a chance to serve. But you in opposition, the only thing your plan and your focus is to cause distraction. When you're not planning protests, you carry on some kind of press conference and spreading out information that are not even in line, that is actually beneficial to the people that you are seeking to serve. You should be attacking the issues. You have a lot of people on the streets. The kids are begging. Now, you have, let me be blunt and focus on the issue that matters. You have the Save and the Hope, the home there in Grand Bassa. The former president wife had a village in Grand Bassa there, where kids are being carried. There are a lot more of these kinds of children that are on the streets. And the focus of government should be laid on these people, should be placed on these people. The kids doing school hours, they are all in the streets with their blind parents, the disabled parents begging these kids why they should be in school. The Ministry of Gender, they are not playing that role. You in the opposition, you have facility. Come on. Put these kids together. Look, come on, reach out to them. Look, you know what happened? Okay, this kid, okay, your parent will sponsor you in school. The ones that do not have homes, you take them and carry them to that village. You know what you're doing there? You are building the next generation. You are impacting the next generation, because the education those kids will acquire within that space of time to make them responsible citizens, it will add on to the value that you bring to the table. You don't have to be in government before you reach out to the needy. You don't have to be in government before you do the things that is required nationally. You can be out of government and do things. Come on. But Liberian politicians, the only thing that you are good at, you sit and criticize and create so high level of distraction. So, oh yeah, with this step, so the people come. And now you in government, instead of you be focused on doing the work of the people, reaching out to the people in a timely form and manner, and getting the information to them. Like I always say to you, information is as important as food, water, shelter, and medication. When the people are not fed timely, in a timely form and manner with information, that's why you see a wide range of misinformation and disinformation, because, mind you, the people are so gullible to the extent, as soon as you carry information, you who should be carrying. That's what I said. And I'll continue to say, you know why the CDC lost the election? Because she was more or less combative than being proactive. They said in a capacity like they were in opposition. While they were in the ruling establishment, they were the ruling establishment, they were more combative. Instead of reaching out to the people with the information, you know, there are a lot of things that the government, the CDC-led government did that they could boast of. But how many people got to know about it? They were only responding. They were only there to respond. Instead of taking the message to the people, making the people to know the works of the government, what the government has done and what the government is yet to do, what are some of the challenges that caused the government not to work in these areas. They were not doing it. They were not focusing on it. So they understand. You see, that's why I love the man called Legendary Rennie. There came a time as an information minister, everybody speaking, so he was quiet. A very professional man. He became quiet. What you have, party chairman speaking, youth chair speaking to national issues, where the spokesperson, the government mouthpiece should be speaking, and why you hear youth chairman speaking on, you hear party chairman speaking, come on, minister all speaking. So at the end of the day, you made a man position inactive. So he just sat there and was taking free salary. And you cannot point at him, oh, and he did not say they won't, because the chain of command, information dissemination, how information was being filtered down from the government to the beneficiaries, the citizens. How information was taken from the citizens to the government. There was no channel. So information dissemination, you must have a channel. You have the sender and the receiver. The public is on the receiving end. You are the sender. And what are you sending? A message. And when you send that message, you need to have a feedback. So if the message is distorted, what's going to happen? You won't get a positive feedback. So the manner and form in which you're going to send the information, you must create that channel. That channel. That's what I always say to you. You have the message and the messenger. Who are those taking the message? The message may be good, but who are those messengers? The messengers may think the value of the message. That's why I call to attention my good friend and brother Donald Sando. You may have some good information, very good message from the government end, but the manner and form in which you carry on the dissemination of the information, it makes the information, it devalues the information. First of all, take into consideration, regardless of your differences in political ideology, he's your father. He's your senior. Let us not allow politics to ruin the morals of our society. Let us uphold the sacredness, the morals of the society. And at the final analysis, we will have that understanding, regardless of our political affiliation, yet still, we still uphold the morals of the society. That's why you see people steal, and at the end of the day, they feel proud. The boast, well, I've been right in the country yet. They boastfully say these things because the society now is at a crossroad where morality and integrity is no longer the fulcrum. So the man feels that when he steals and he's investing in the country, that's a good thing. So what kind of example are you setting for the next generation? When you sit boastfully after you have stolen and you boast, say, yes, I'm using the money in the country and this one. So the male, the little child who's in grade school and growing up to become a leader, he feels that, oh yeah, all the man stole, and you see, the man boasting with nothing. You go with scot-free. There's no penalty. So he sees that as a channel. He sees that as a way of life. So he wants to go in government too, because there's no morals. There's no integrity. So he goes there. He steals too. That's why you see a lot of people stealing. They want to go to government because you go to government, steal, and you make a break. But if the principles and the values were upheld, when you are even accused in other countries, when you are even accused, you will recuse yourself from your post until you go through the competent court of jurisdiction to exonerate yourself. then you can resume work. Or sometimes the people just forget about that job because the integrity have been tampered with. So that energy that men are stole. So sometimes you see them, they avoid going back. But now in Liberia, the thieves, the boss of stealing, because no morals. That's why I continue to emphasize on the reintroduction of civics in our schools. Civics teaches morals and values. It also adds on to your knowledge, integrity. But again, these are things we need to focus. So I say to all of our friends there at the Information Ministry, Senior Brother Jeremy Pia, there's a need that you guys put your eyes together and re-strategize in reaching out to the people, especially going out in the rural areas. I was in Nimba. I was in Bong, and those are both rich areas. And you just said, moreover, yeah, and you get radio. You need people to be out there breaking down all of these speeches in the simplest form so that the little man can understand. Because most of the people that can go talk down there, that's also BB boy that can be talking. It's also BB boy. So why the woman who on her left farm have not gone to school know about the world trajectory? She knows nothing about it. So if she got somebody, every time this information comes out and this person break every word down to her, may her understand how the government is working, what the government is doing, what the government is to do, she feels a part of the process. So she feels that her vote have not gone on a losing end. She knows that her government that she voted to power is doing extremely well. Though there are challenges, and the challenges are enormous, we will still experience challenges, but amidst the challenges, there are prospects and gains. So the gains will be spared out. The challenges will also be spared out. And the prospects, we all will pray to embrace. You see that? But you say, when you sit on the platform there, you talk, that this one, come on. Some of these people who carry the cameras, the microphones, they won't break down those information that you provide in the simplest form for the understanding of the public. So you need people to be out in the field. You need people to reach out in the simplest form. Go in the rural area. You got LBFs here. They got the language, department. Put in simple English. Put in the various vernaculars. Those messages, break them down into a local tune, so that the old man can know what is happening, what that big man that sat at that place there, he was speaking all a BB boy, why he said, reach out to the people. Don't allow the people to start to regret why they had to cast the votes. In the midst of the challenges, there are things that are done that should be recognized, but the people are not getting the information. And you saw your predecessor, it led to their downfall. And they did not understand it, and they won't understand it until they reach the point to understand for themselves that you must have a chain of information dissemination. Not everyone can talk. Whatever it is, you must have people to channel the information through so that they speak to the issue. Not everyone able to address issues as they unfold. There are people who are schooled in those areas. There are people, when they sit to talk with you, you get convinced. So some of them, they will just go and talk. Wow. Yeah, because you get, come on, communication is all about understanding. When you give information, the people should understand and give you feedback. It's not for you to speak all of the big terminology. Oh, the trajectory. Sometimes you hear on the words the people can utter say, you turn dictionary, you can see it. Then the ones who are less busy, they only want to hear people talk. When they speak, oh yeah, oh say, oh yeah, that time is of essence. The time you take to be chanting battle cry, the time you take to be putting yourself, ask yourself, at my age, what are my achievements? What have I achieved? What I hope to achieve? There is a 24 hours in a day. Within the 24 hours, what can you do to add on to your life positively? Will you always be in the vanguard, to be chanting battle cry while the people sending their kids outside to school to learn? And when they are retired, their children take over from them. They say, oh, we've been here for long. Oh, we're here. Oh. And they just see the people, then they take. Some of your friends, they on your expense, the expense of your time, they are acquiring knowledge. And when they come back, then you start calling them leader. That leader there should have put you to a position where you be able to put yourself and make your life better. But he only care about himself. She only care about herself. You forgot the little cents, dollars and cents they were giving you. You thought that was the best way of life. But later did you know that they were using your time and enriching themselves and acquiring wealth and knowledge so that they can continue to rule you while you be there. The only thing good for that the chair battle cry. I'll say, speak, tell me speak. That all. You are too good for that. You need to take another course of action and better your lives. Being in opposition doesn't mean that everything is wrong. Anything you see is wrong. The right things are there. When the commendable ones are done, you commend. When the condemnable ones are done, you condemn. And in your condemnation, you make recommendation. Because when the people succeed, the ordinary citizens will benefit. You yourself, you will benefit. The time you take, if they were to build 185 kilometers of road, you say no, they wanted to, will distract them, they will not pay that road. Some kind of way, through hope or crop, you come to power. The road stay there waiting for you. While you should be moving ahead to tackle other issues, you need to face that road before you start beginning to do other things. Before you look at your time finish. See the idea of your politician, So you need to go back to the drawing board. You ask yourself, yes, pose these questions to yourself. But what does it worth me? Every time I must be in the space of distraction. I witnessed the arrival of District Number 10 representative. I laughed last night. A lot of people have gotten themselves to permanence based on the ignorance of the society. So at the end of it, based on your ignorance, they will continue to trample on your rights. They will continue to trample on those things that are required for you. You got lawmakers, 103 lawmakers at that place. So calculate as a citizen, one man, some of them there for 9 years, some of them there for what? 6 years. And they made law for themselves that after every 3 years, the vehicles that are bought for them, that vehicle is trash and they buy another one. And how much is that vehicle? Each of those vehicles, 45,000. Go to other neighboring countries. See the vehicles that the leaders are riding. And look at the level of work they are doing for the citizens. But you sit there because you are so entrenched into your political garment, your political ideology. So they use your ignorance to continue to trample on your rights. You get one man in a space of 6 years. We're talking about something of 90,000. One man. What that money, if even he or she can get 5,000 and buy a car, the rest of that money can be placed to other issues. See the health sector. Go visit the JFK. Go and visit the Jackson Field Hospital. Go to Redemption. I went Bone County. I saw the PB Hospital. I visited Sunny College. Let me say kudos to the superintendent of Nema County. I was very impressed when I entered Nimba. Rode from Ganta to Sunny College. Man, I was very impressed. Up to present, I'm very impressed for the level of work that I've seen so far within this short period of time. I was in Nimba, Sunny College the last time when PUL had her elections. The elections that brought the PUL to a standstill until of recent. We were in Nimba. We saw how Sunny College outlook was. But now, within the space of 2 years, go Sunny College and see. The streets, I mean, when we say development taking place, Nimba is fast growing, fast developing. Yes. So kudos to the superintendent. She's doing extremely well. Extremely well. I was very impressed. The street, decent. I got photos. I got videos. I will display them sometime next week so that you can see for yourself. It's not only we sit here and we say on radio and we just let us leave our comfort zones and go and see these areas. Go and see what is happening in the rural areas. Then you get to know. That's why I said, no, I cannot just be seated here and just talk the thing that I see on Facebook. I need to go and have first-hand information. When I went Bone County, I went Margibi, went Nimba, I saw for myself. Come on. That's what this morning, I took up the time to enlighten the minds of you, the young people, and pointing out a young man who sits at the position as a deputy mouthpiece to the government. He needs to change his course of action, his utterances. Sometimes, Mr. Pia, you need to let your able lieutenants leave their comfort zones and visit the rural areas and carry on information dissemination. Let them go and experience and see for themselves the course of action. The utterances will change. Let them go and listen to the airwaves. How information is disseminated in the rural areas. It's quite different from what is happening in Mansurado here. The people are not fed with timely information. The people need the information. They are eager for the information. So, based on your lackadaisical attitude, only want to be responding instead of being proactive, the guys are creeping on you by the day in the rural areas and disseminating misinformation and disinformation. And what channel are they using? The media, be it the social media, be it the torrential, whatever. That's what they are using. So before you come to yourself, the people are already in down with the misinformation. So the time you carry the rightful information, it will be too late for you. That's what happened to CDC. You have not learned your lesson yet. The same old thing you did to the people, you have forgotten yourself. You're playing with information dissemination. You're riding the best of cars around here. You're playing all of the, you go to the entertainment centers. The same old thing we used to criticize the past regime for. We see you young and energetic ministers, deputy ministers, doing working hours. You take government property, you pack it to entertainment centers. Even after working hours, you pack government vehicles to entertainment centers where anything can break up. You criticize those things when you are out of government. Now that you are in government, you're still doing the old thing. The same old thing, even beyond. Does it make sense to you? Ask yourself. Today is Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday. Take up your time and just drive through the avenue in Cinco here. You see government vehicle parking on 19th Street. The entertainment centers. And the same old people who've been criticizing and saying the worst about the past, they are downing and whining in the same old filth push. What sense does it make to you? President Bouaka, it is good that you put young people, entrust young people with leadership roles in your government. But you need to carry on monitoring and evaluation before it gets too late. The people are not getting the information that is necessary. The information needs to reach the people. Liberia and Monrovia, what I listen to in the rural area and the interaction I have with people in the rural area is quite different from what we do on this side. And the rural people, they are so gullible. Honorable Jerolime Pia, you need to step up your game. Get those men and women, then leave the comfort zone and go out in the field where the information should filter to the people, the rural areas. Monrovia, Monserrado is very toxic with a lot of misinformation, disinformation, and that misinformation and disinformation is being transferred to the rural areas. Well, when the old people say that a person will won, come rain or shine, that the person they will go for. The people entrusted you and say, look, that you will want, that you will bring the transformation to us. Do not let the hope and aspiration of the people die. Be proactive. Monitoring and evaluation. The late President Doe, it was one of his key approaches. You just visit one ministry unannounced and see how they work there. Visit the other one unannounced and see how they work there. And at the end of the day, where the things that were required to be done and not done, heads rolled during that era. Where if you were to be fired, you'd be fired. If you were to be suspended, you'd be suspended. All hands on deck. It's not about the big voice or the grammar. It's about doing the Liberian people's job. They have entrusted you to do a particular work for them. Let them feel a part of the process. The same mother can say eh, that the same mother can say boo. A hint to a wise is quite sufficient. 0887-105-105, 0778-665-073 are the numbers to call. And let's have the conversation this morning. Whatever that you have burning your chest, let's talk about it in a very responsible manner. If you think you will call on this radio and use invectives or disrespect people, have at the back of your mind, this is not the space. We do not condone such a thing on this platform. All right? 0778-665-073, 0887-105-105 are the numbers to call and form part of the Positive Show right here on Love FM 105.1. My name is Rufus Divine Conan. While we await your calls, let's go for our commercial commitment. 0778-665-073, 0887-105-105 are the numbers to call.
If you want extra small money for the things that you're not expecting, let me tell you about Momo Loan. Live fast and easy way to be free with money problem. Momo Loan, the new way of taking care of things when you not get money. The first thing you got to do is to register *156*5# and you will select extra cash. Hey man, that one, that easy credit there. Momo Loan, they're not just giving you money, they are making you strong financially. Momo Loan, that your fallback position, that you're dependable. Go get it. Don't wait, go register today and control your money power with Momo Loan. Momo Loan, extra money for the things that are important to you. Yeah, I guess you need a little extra cash for those unexpected expenses. Introducing Momo Loan, your quick and easy solution to financial freedom. Momo Loan is your cash flow, extra cash when you need it, offering users quick financial support for things that truly matters. It's simple. First, you gotta register. Just dial *156*5# and select extra cash. And remember, with Momo Loan, we are not just giving you cash, we are empowering you with knowledge for a brighter financial future. Momo Loan is your cash flow, extra cash when you need it. Let's go. So don't wait. Get started today and take control of your finances with Momo Loan. Momo Loan, extra cash for the things that matter.
Never mind. We sincerely apologize for the feedback. We can advertise the goods and services for you right here on this platform. All you need to do, just get at our office. We are located on 10th Street in Cinco, the ground floor of the technology building. And let's get to talk. We can advertise the goods and services for you right here on this platform. So let's get to talk about those things that matters. You listen. We need your input. 0778-665-073, 0887-105-105 are numbers to call this morning and form part of the Positive Show right here on Love FM 105.1. I know it is important that we talk about these things, but on a very serious note, my people, Monrovia, Nala Bureau. Monrovia, Nala Bureau. If you think say Maserati Nala Bureau, you're missing the mark. The guys are creeping on you in the rural areas. Misinformation and disinformation is at a higher peak in the rural areas. People who are referred to as journalists are being used as tools to carry on misinformation and disinformation.
Yeah, good morning.
Chanje,
Yeah, my brother, thank you for the recognition. For the video, let me Janji Sal, what about the more other you tell me from Guajo community.
let's hear you, Chanje.
My brother, just said it. I want to say thank you for your education provided to the public and remind the government what to do. To be fair, I want for the government to be too complacent because this year, it was this year and what are they going 1 year and a half, about 4 years, it has this year no more. So you will have it this year it will finish and we will need a different year to do a lot of things for the Liberian people. But in this case, even major minister get around here, whosoever around here, I think they are trying to wake up to go and do something that will clear the air and know why the people own and why they own into in government because if you don't have the problem, you don't know what it is. Yeah, immoral and not only la bureau, you have to go outside and go there, Maryland to see other things that the people need. But if all leave mother we were told to the now go, you'll be there mocking or making a fall or something because while you are there all that time you never reach there because 2029 or 2028, so you want to reach there now to know the people problem and you know it will be late for all. So I would encourage you to see how better to stay on our ground to move to see how better to put something in place. The second issue that my girl this morning, too much of noise in the government, too much. They're talking too much. You need to stop the talking and focus. Because you cannot be talking and not see the people problem and just talking one issue, the issue about it, a very 5 million law maker can to quote. No, one of the things I'm very big care in the country is they know the case not have sufficient evidence for them to fight the case. I think the court have to suspend the case and move on with the country, but carrying people to court, why not having good evidence saying say evidence on Facebook? I think that's sufficient. Facebook evidence cannot make for somebody to be guilty in a case because if you take it on Facebook, anybody can put it on Facebook and then choose somebody needs what you say is the person. So I want you to take consideration if you know that this case is not evidence to fight it, don't forget about this case and move on with the country and start with the Liberian water.
Thank you so much, Chanje. Thank you. We appreciate your participation. 0778 665 073 0887 105 105. Let's get back to the telephone line. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Kane.
How are you, my friend? What's your name and join me from where?
It is Edward Spencer in Joe.
Joe, let's hear you, my brother.
I call you from my comfort here in Togo Road to Bata. So, if anybody will be a major or serious admirer of Kofa, is me. I'm one of those that really admire Funati Kofa. My brother, there are some things that happen in his back that we observe did not know. Some conversations that I listening to, honestly, they shock me a lot. Let's be honest with ourselves. I think the only advice I get for the Liberian up there is to relax ourselves, follow the case. There was a major case in the country, the Global Motuscar case, and we all know what went on. I mean, they found her guilty, it went to the Supreme Court, there was some evidence that was not provided, and that case was overturned, and today Madagascar is a free person now in the country. So, I know the judicial process, I know everything is not 100% perfect, but I know that there's a legal process in it. So let's watch and see after the case at the lower court, if they found guilty or not, they'll go to the Supreme Court. And then they found out true because that capital building, some kind of way, let's be honest with ourselves. With all the things we've been listening to, some audio we've been listening to, and some authority and so on. That capital building fire that come from in heaven. That somebody did that into that capital building. And the person that did that thing only go to that person and go refill that person. And that person had to be found guilty. Let it pay their price, and that they be a warning to everybody that if you're not in power, it means that Labrador win because of you. Labrador is for everybody.
Thank you so much.
According to me, just a second. So let us relax ourselves and watch and see. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you. Let's get to this line. 0778-665-073, 0887-105-105. This caller, hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My good friend and brother, Wolford Devon County.
This is Political Yang.
Thank you.
Okay.
My brother, long time. How's everything?
The grace of God is sufficient for us.
I listened to the voice this morning. I did not really pick up the voice. It was late when you pronounce your name. But you see, Rufus, I actually admire the way you laid the basis this morning. If I were a government supporter or government official, I would have included you on my publicity list. Because this morning, you actually gave the best advice to the government. It left with the government's people to take your advice or leave it. Because if you listen to your analogy, bring it from the CDC government to this government, you get to realize that you understand the nitty-gritty of the issue that led to the CDC defeat. It's unarguable. And this is why I trust your poise, I trust your tenacity, and I know how informative you are when it comes to giving information. So the government angle needs to be very clear and know who to work with in the media circle. You are one person and so many other journalists who always analyze issue not based on perception, not based on what I benefit from this person, but a holistic analyzation that will benefit the government and make the government to succeed. So if I were the government spokesperson today, I will call Rufus Devon County and tell him, my man, I need your expertise. You need to be around me. People that don't understand, they only speak because they are opportune today to speak. And I like the message you gave. He gave good message, but indeed he's not a rightful messenger. The messages are good. They are welcoming. Some are in the interest of the Liberian people. But who is the one pushing the message? And how is he preaching the message? Is he preaching the message in a way that Liberian will get they will get something from there? They will admire the message or they will learn from the message? No, he will preach the message and Liberian will get annoyed and get angry because of the tone that he will speak the message through. So at the end of the day, you see division all over the place. And to conclude, President Bouakai needs to find a solution to reconcile this country. This country is absolutely seriously divided politically. And if President Bouakai can take the lead, I don't think Liberia will ever get reconciled. Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you so much for your participation. 077 8665073 0887 105 105 are the numbers to call. 0778 665 087 105 105 are the numbers to call. For some of us, we do not believe in attachment, to be rubbing shoulder with the power that be. I believe my ideology here is if a Liberian succeed, I know that all of us have succeeded. If a government succeeds, I know that we all as citizens, whether you are from opposition, no position, in position, we stand to benefit. See, like what happened these few days. The non-permanent seat. Enough for one United Party, enough for one CDC, enough for one ANC. The Common denominator here is what? Mama Liberia. So let us put aside our political garments and see the need to unite ourselves and see the need to drive positivity in every spectrum of our society. Oh, yes. People are better. When they hear certain political, politician need or political party need, they get so, come on. Liberia is all we have. Right now, as I speak to you, I gave you a classical example of young and energetic and far-sighted Burkina Faso leader, Traore. Right now, you touch Traore, you touch the Burkinabe. You touch Traore, you touch the people of Burkina Faso because they feel a part of his leadership. Their eyes are now open to the reality that the resources of the land can be transformed for the betterment. Come on. While I was in Nimba, I placed that on my page. I witnessed the train of ArcelorMittal using the railway, and I counted the buckets, gigantic buckets, 95. 95. And interestingly, out of those buckets, they carry minerals. You who said that, I will say, one of those buckets can transform your life. Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and you join us from where?
Morning, yes, my name is Wilhelmina Stevens.
Madam Stevens, let's hear you.
Yes, you have said it all, my brother. I have been thinking about that. You know, the Ministry of Information, though it is the government's propaganda arm and money is being sent there for that purpose, but it shouldn't only be used for Mika press briefing. You know, and even the Mika press briefing, what I know that ministries and agencies do pay money to the Ministry of Information to have themselves heard. And that is wrong. That is wrong. So, okay, even if they receive money, you know, if a minister, maybe for information ministry wants to say something and they organize the press briefing, that's good. If they take money, that's good. But then they should be able now to take the information to the counties. The information ministry is supposed to be able to spend money. They don't want to spend money. That's the thing. You have community radio stations in various counties. The people got a station they listen to. Even though ELBC may reach out to different counties, but the people got their own station they listen to, you know, for certain reason. They got certain programs on the radio station that they listen to. So you have to get out to those radio stations, those small community radio stations, and pay money there to have this information, you know, disseminated amongst the people in the data, in the Liberian English, and what have you. That's the only way the information will reach out. Like you said, you yourself went there. Sometimes when people sit here and they say good things about government, and they just feel that people in the counties are hearing it and understanding it, because one person just needs to go to the county and just say something contrary, and the people just listen, especially in the different groupings at different football games and different town hall meetings. They just say something and tarnish the whole reputation of the government, and you are here having Mika press briefing, and that's all to it. So it's important that they do that. They have to spend some money out there to community radio stations. Thank you.
Thank you so well. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You spoke well, and that's it. If we sit down here and say, oh, yeah, Mika press briefing, or you go on, I don't know how you call it, class reloaded or what. Come on. Like I continue to emphasize, for some of us, we are in the space of communication. We know what it takes. The message and the messenger. I may come with the message, a very good message. But am I the right person to carry that message? What moral standing do I possess? That's why this morning I was blunt to point out Deputy Minister Daniel Sando. There are a lot of good messages from the government angle, but the manner and form in which you disseminate the information is pathetic. You cannot be rude to people. You look at elderly people. You tell the man, the man that political dwarf, the other man that he got what in him more. Come on. That's not communication. That's being rude. Rude to the core. If even you are giving information to clarify some misinformation or disinformation that were provided by these people, it will turn everything upside down. Because those journalists that are seated in that hall and screaming and recording the meat of the information that they should be taking, they will leave it and carry the context for which you spoke in. That's just common knowledge. If I'm to tell the people that monkeypox is very dangerous, you need to do X, Y, and Z, it's a very good message. As a messenger, I must be able to tailor that message that it will reach the spine of the people. The least will understand what it takes to avoid themselves from coming in contact with monkeypox or affected persons. Well, y'all sit on there. Y'all say you won't be passing around. Y'all sit on there. Y'all monkeypox catch you. Y'all will die like that. You think the people will take that information? They won't take it because the manner in which I carry on the dissemination of the information, the channel. Sometimes these appointments to government is based on political affiliation. You do not put people at the place that that they are well versed and can operate in. They are not specialized in that area, so you just put it. So maybe because they make a top plenty, and so they may he good for the place. Come on, no. People who are schooled, people who, as a public relations person, that's what I always say to people who find themselves in those areas. Not because they are public relation officer, everything that you should lie. No, it's about truth telling and knowing how to curtail the spread of misinformation and disinformation. Because mind you, if you are not providing the timely information to the people, you have given room to rumor. And when rumor takes charge, one of the hardest things to do in PR work is to counteract. The information already gone. That you don't want to be fighting. Why are you fighting to clear the air? The people coming with different one. So always be on top of your game to feed the people with timely information. If there, for any reason, there are lapses, be able to channel that, play around that information that the people themselves will be convinced. So yes, everything will not be rosy, but the government is actually doing their best to make sure that you get the necessary, things that should take place, and that's what it. People will actually admire the information and take the information and spread the information by themselves. What you guys is telling them, when the politicians and the people from the opposition, when they go forward, they can't sit down, they just talk all kind of gibberish and something like that. You think the information you come in provide, the journalists in there will carry that message. They will carry the content and the manner and form in which you spoke. Maybe you add some jabs to it, that the jabs they will run with. They won't carry the ceasing message. Let's go to the line and take this person. Hello?
Yeah, good morning.
How are you? What's your name and you join us from where?
Thank you very much. I'm C. Mobile Sakama, and I called from Cinco this morning.
Sakaman, let's hear you.
Thank you very much. As you read it stated, for me, one of the institutions in this government I have serious problem with has to do with the Ministry of Information. These two individuals at the Ministry of Information, the minister and the deputy minister, these guys are very, very rude to leaders. For example, they Daniel son of man, they were the same men that said, "Joe, we are get chicken breast." Can you imagine that? A deputy minister of the Republic of Liberia of Information, looking at a former president. We agree with our program given, our program affiliation. But for God's sake, man, why should you bring our country so low to that level? Then there again, he look at a major political leader in this country again and insulted this particular man. So the Ministry of Information is just there. When the opposition leaders speak, they go and they insult you. They don't discuss issue at that Ministry of Information. No. The moment an opposition leader having to speak, they just come on, insult you, denigrate you, say all sorts of things about you. There's the same Ministry of Information that says we are not significant in the labyrinth election to United Nations, not permanency. There's the Information Ministry. So what I want to tell you guys is that we should always have at the back of our mind that there is a tomorrow. You see this here says yes. And today we consider this former ruling party. Remember the unit party will not be in power forever. You have to learn to lay the pace for yourself so that tomorrow they will not look at you to be an enemy to them. Because today you have power. Power can come, power can go. And the next person again have problem with again is the police inspector general. The police inspector general has allowed himself to be used as a politician police. And for me, I don't know going to come out for a very long time and going to be a professional officer. But I don't know why this government has said to be better politicians. Look at the investigation that he can do. Look at some of the things that he can say. Hey, my people, we have Liberia to go forward. And the format of Liberia depends on every one of us. Today you are in power. Treat your friend Liberians with dignity. Treat your friend with respect. That will not be with you forever. The seat is setting today. Paul is setting in our seat. And let me say this to my dear President Joseph Imabwaka. More than this thing that be going on for me, I think he continues. He the one he called this thing because when these things happen, he never come out to condemn. It happened during the campaign period here, when people were around here insulting President. We are all right here. Even President Joseph Imabwaka, he said nothing about it. But today, they are coming to defend and to say, well, it is wrong today. So you are every person in the land. You are a father to all. Not only one. You are the leader. You are the leader and the father to all of the children. We are the children of Joseph Imabwaka right now. We expect him to lead this country with love, with dignity, with reconciliation. Look at abroad today. The division in this country, we just pray like nothing's proper in this country. But they get among like pray too hard. That boys hate each other when they hear unity party and CDC president. When you hear about clap and rally, they expect to see each other, expect to hear each other. They don't want to hear anything about each other. And we cannot run like this. This is the only country we have. We have to keep it peaceful. We have to keep love for each other. Foreigners come here, they loot our resources they carry. You and I will meet all in our own country. When we can sit and share ideas. For example, look at the new president of Botswana, my brother. Bongo, look at that the new president. The man said any president that will spend power is without in power for 10 years, you know nothing. You're not going to be in power. The man said he will take 3 years to transform the entire Botswana. Look at the in Burkina Faso. Now we can set example for us to be as the only country on the continent of Africa to set a good legacy, to think on the development of our country. When you see the money, my brother, you see children in the rich setting. children all between all kinds. How do we feel? What are our plans for those children? Our grandmothers, our fathers are all in the street. What are the plans do we have for them? But instead every day, CDC, Unity Party, CDC, Unity Party, CDC, Unity Party. Is that how we run this country?
Thank you, my
Liberia
brother.
is not moving forward. We continue to live like this. I'm calling everyone. Let all of us work together for the betterment of our country. This is the only country we have. Other countries are moving forward. What are we doing? Foreign duty for every day. We are changing our own country. So, President Joseph Imabara, you are the father of the land. Please, break us. Lead a political sentiment. You are the father. What you guys do with politics again? Or when you do a political party? Go for the country with love, Mr. President. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you for affording the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you. So he said it. That's what we've been saying. After elections, put aside your political garments and focus on the issues. Like I always give a classical example with the EVD experience we had in this country. People were living in denial of the virus. Oh, people were all dying in the streets. In the midst of the situation, come on, there came an idea that we should have a beneficiary communication strategy put into place. That messaging should be synchronized. That's how, when we were at the Red Cross, but then we served in the capacity of beneficiary communication radio officers. We're all in the trenches, informing the people, carrying on awareness. Social mobilizers were all in the trenches, gathering information. We were all in the places with the people. At the end of it, the people felt a part of the message because we have one message. But then health ministry have our own message, global community have our own message, the other institution had their own message. We never had a synchronized form of information to counteract the misinformation and the disbelief of the virus. When we grab the concept that we should have a synchronized form of message. Every Friday, every second Friday of a week, of a month, we went to the health ministry to prepare a message. All of the partners, local and international partners, we agree on one message. And that's how that message, we took it to the people. And the people themselves, their children from the various towns and villages were a part of the process. They started to believe. Say, yes, the virus is real. My child, also part of the people that bring in a message. So the beneficial communication strategy, you have the aid provider, the communicator in the middle, and the beneficiaries, who are the people. We go to them as communicators. We get basic information from them, put it into the database, go to the aid provider, say, look, these are the things that the people are talking about. You, the aid provider, you channeled your own information, told the people through the beneficial communicators. They take that information, told the people. The exchange of information. Synchronized form of information. At the end of it, the people, whatever you go to do, the people will feel a part of it because their voices are being heard. That's why you go in the rural areas. You see some of government buildings that they got there. They just lie in rooms. They are not in use. You know why? Because no consultation was made with the people. Some institutions, NGOs went there, they started carrying on the projects. Those projects never had a baseline consultation. So the people just look at it. In the rural area, the people got a policy that you cannot build a latrine in the middle of the town or at the end, come on, you build it in the back so that the people respect dignity. They have that moral value. Still uphold those morals of the society. Cannot look at somebody going to use the latrine. Come on. So all those institutions that built latrine, the center of the town, they didn't want, the people did not use it. Those projects left there and they spoiled by themselves. But when the Red Cross carry on her activities, baseline consultations are made. The people feel a part of these projects. They get their children involved. They reach out. They themselves, they contribute. And the projects are successful. You can apply the same strategy in governance. That's why I always say, and I said the last time, and I said this morning, the work this young man is doing, called JMB's son, you should have more people reaching out in the trenches with visibility. This is what the government is doing. Have you heard about the contract the government just signed? Okay, since you did not know, now get to know. This is X, Y, and Z. The boy who is in that village, get him from the village. Let him form part of that team that is going in the community. You take people, your cronies then from Moravia, you carry them in the rural area where they're going, sit down, they clean their nails, they fix their hair, and they're looking, all speak in Spanish. The people just sit down and look at them. Sometimes, the people in that area, they can gossip too. They'll just be looking and they don't want to, yeah, then finish. Then I can't move from people here, yeah. But if their children are also involved in the information dissemination process, guess what? The children will sit them down, town hall meetings, say, Papa, the government say this, and this. The government say this, and this. Why you see that things are hard? That the government ain't doing anything. The government is trying her best to bring in investor, but it can't happen overnight. This is X, Y, and Z. When their own children start to explain to them these things, they will calm down, and then will they appreciate that their votes did not go in vain. They voted somebody for the change that they needed. But if you just need the people, you say get one press briefing or you get one show on radio station and then you think that ought to better take foot soldiers. Just did the election time. When you have people all in the community with picture, you see the man, that man, you must vote number 2, you must vote this one. Yeah, get people while you're in leadership, get people in the rural areas, in the trenches, to inform the people about the workings of the government. People say that they made $1,100 and then they ride from car. Let them go in the rural area and sit down there and disseminate the information to the people. Let them leave the comfort zone. It is too early for you to be comfortable. It's not time to be comfortable because misinformation and disinformation is on the rise every day. There are new strategies coming up. And the people are recruiting our so-called, I will say this, people call themselves journalists. A journalist will sit on the radio. I was in Nimba. I also visited Bong and Magibi. I listened to those radio stations. You hear a journalist talking like he's one mouthpiece for some kind of party. I said, that journalism better looking on the side. So y'all sit down here, y'all think say when you sit on the platform, you ride a fan car and you talk big, then you say, yeah, the information reaching to the people. The information is not filtering down to the people. You need the foot soldiers. You need the people to go to the trenches like you did during the elections. And to you, the opposition, You have the mind to lead the people. You have the means to transform the people's life out of government. Start to do it now. Because at the end of it, if you think say you will hold back that strategy and let the people suffer so that the people can vote the other people, Liberian people quit to adjust themselves. When they get adjusted to this situation, at the end of the day, that your strategy will be dead upon arrival. It will not give the people the urge to say they want to vote you. So you're learning today. Not everything you will criticize. In your criticism, you must be proactive. The country for all of us. If you are not at the helm of power, you get a means to help children in your community. Be a help to those children. It will relieve the tension from the parents. And the parents will see your good works and say, no, come 2029, we need to vote these people. We need to vote this man, this woman. Not because you're not in government, so everything you will criticize and you don't make recommendation and you don't get involved with the transformation of the society. That is archaic format of politicking. Liberian politicians, you need to go back to the drawing board. The world is evolving now. That old style of politicking, you need to leave it. You go and ask your friends in other countries. They Ghana them. They are carrying on development, transforming the country and their citizens outside of government. So that's how the people are electing them on an electionary basis. Say, no, oh yeah, the people here, the men of all of power, this is what they were doing. So we can give them, we can entrust them with the resources of the country, the leadership of the country. They will do more than what they've been doing out of government. Right there, you have won the minds of the people. Enough for you to sit down whole day, you pull part of young people together, you say they must demonstrate. That's an old-ish style of politics. And you, the young people, you sit down there, you be misled and tell yourself, you go stand, oh, I hope you hold placard. Some of them, when they had the leadership, they were all in a place riding air-conditioned cars, big cars, with the money that they should invest in you to get you educated. The right BB cars around here. The windshield they were dark. They never had the time to sit with you in the trenches any longer. They were all around the place. In airplane. When they hear hike, they go Ghana. I don't know. Our leaders, I don't know. How do you feel going to a foreign country to get treated? When you have the means of putting money in the budget, reduce your budget. The $45,000 car they're buying for you, reduce it. Right, $5,000 car. Put the remaining money in the budget to transform the country. The dialysis machine is limited at JFK. A lot of people coming down with a lot of illnesses. There's no medication. There's no facility to cater to the health of the people, but you feel proud. You ride for the $5,000 car. After 3 years, you put out one down, you buy another for the $5,000 car. Your generator get budget. Your lab bottle, your hot get budget. Your office get budget. But the people do not have the means. They do not have the environment to have. Women are dying. Infant mortality rate is climbing. Then you feel proud. Then some of you sit there with yourself. You proud. Your sisters are dying from childbirth and all that kind of thing. Curable diseases. Then you sit down there, you say, whole placard. When the man had the time to transform the sector, he did not. The hands of power was taken away from him. Then he come out to you, say, oh, let go, and we got to champion the concept. We all in the team together. Put him there again. Or put her there again. You will still stay in the street with placards. That was time, yeah. You better think wise. Some of them are passing around, encouraging you to protest. You seen the kind of cars they ride? They sleep on an air condition. From air condition hall to air condition office, from air condition office to air condition desk. Where you don't have the fitting rest to eat. But they say you must go in the street to hold placards. It makes sense to you. Will you continue to hold placards all the days of your life? When they have the means to transform the society, they have the means to transform even the burden that you have on you. School is about to open. Your kids need to go to school. How many of them took up the time to send one of your kids to school? But now, they don't have the power. They say, you must go stay in the street. Then are you there? What's running through your brain? You won't go stay in the street. The other mind is the devil's workshop. Like I always say to you, when the minds are developed, the eyes will appreciate the works of the hands. And I say to you, my colleagues, my professional colleagues in the media, don't be used as a tools. The country belongs to every one of us. We hold the public trust. The people respect us. That's why we are the fourth estate. They look up to us to direct them, to bring out the information so that make decisions. If you sit there because you have political link and you mislead the people, or because you're getting 1 or 2 cents, posterity will judge you and in a very wrong way. Today, you think say you are big boy, you big girl, you sit on platform, you insult people. The morals of the society is broken. Journalism doesn't call for that. We grew up seeing great men and women who held the microphone, who sat before the microphone. They brought knowledge, they brought sanity to the profession. They upheld the dignity of the profession. But we sit here because we have the space afforded us. We mislead people. And we think that then the society hail us because they are politically entrenched. Posterity will judge you. And I always say to myself, as I hold this so constant, my children will never, hands will never be pointed at them. So, oh, what did your father do? Your father was there cursing people on the radio. Where is the transformation? Are you there? That pride and dignity will uphold. That's how I always say to myself, Isaiah 60 verse 22, when the time is right, the law will make it happen. I don't have to go and misinform people to get on par with government official or to get to travel or to be rubbing shoulders or wear the best of clothes. The truth helps those that are on the positive side, and it hurts those on the negative side. Mahatma Gandhi said, and I quote, the difference between what we do and what we are capable of doing will suffice to solve most of the world's problems, unquote. 2 things in this life you'll always be remembered for, my friend: the problems you create and the problems you solve. And you must take responsibility of 2 things in your life: your fortune and that of your misfortune. For those of you roaming around here, you allow the people in your space to use you as tools. And then when they have accomplished their aim, they dash you. Don't blame people, blame yourself, because you opened up the space for them to use you. In Union Strong Success Show, we've gone above our rights to prove we over all prevail. With hearts and hands, our country cause defending, we meet the foe with valor unpretending. My name is Rufus Divine Cannon. I lead and others follow. First among equals, of course, I'm destined for greatness. Have you and yours a pleasant and godly day. Bye-bye on the program, The Positive Show. Follow the rest of our broadcast.
If you want extra small money for the things that you're not